Good morning, or good day to all my friends and family, and welcome to Jim's 5 a.m. Club. And I'm back here up on the platform here at the International Passenger Terminal. It's always a great time of day to be up here, just seeing the boats coming and going, bringing their passengers in, dropping them off, picking up other passengers and heading back across to their final destinations. And it's another beautiful spring day here in Sydney. A tad overcast, but the sun is filtering through, and it's very, very pleasant indeed. It's just a beautiful day. Anyway, let's go on a walk and talk and have a chat about a topic that I've got near and dear to my heart. And what I'd like to chat to you about today is the subject of time and effort. Time and effort. Because the bottom line is that we all have the same time. Now, we're all allocated 24 hours a day, every single day. But it's within those 24 hours, what we do is what differentiates high achievers from other people. And I'm not in any way suggesting that we all need to be high achievers, but it's important to understand that if you do want to be a high achiever, and if you do want to do more in your day, it's the way you use the time available to you. So that's why we're going to chat about time and effort today, because we don't all express the same effort in our time, and hence we don't all see the same sort of outcomes and results in our time. Many of us have friends and family who are high performers, high achievers, and you see within a small amount of time they are able to knock out a huge amount of productivity, and you often wonder how this comes about. Anyway, let's go for a bit of a walk and talk, and we'll just examine this topic a little bit deeper, and hopefully we'll come to some sort of conclusion at the end of our chat. So I was very, very interested years ago to read in a book by Dale Carnegie, where he basically said, he made the observation, and we're talking about in the 1930s, he made this observation, and I've got to tell you, I don't think that things have changed all that dramatically over the past almost 100 years or 80 years. But what he said back then is very profound and quite confronting to many, because many think that just spending time is enough to generate results. But Dale Carnegie made the observation that most people only expend about 25% of effort in their jobs, for example. Let's just focus on work at the moment. So he said that his observation was that most people only max out at about 25% effort. Just allow that to sink in. 25% effort. So we're at work for 8 hours or 10 hours a day, and he's saying that of those 8 hours, we only make the most of a quarter of that time, so 2 to 3 hours max, and which suggests that the rest of the time is wasted or not productive. And then he made the observation that there are also some people out there who put in a 50% effort, and they are top performers and considered to be absolute superstars in their workplace. and yet there's another group of people who put in up to 100% of effort in the time that they have available to them, and they become leaders in their field and people who shape industries, shape teams, shape countries, shape nations, shape families, and are basically people who are very, very productive with their time, and their efforts translate into massive results. So massive effort translates into massive results. So I guess the bottom line also is to consider is that we all have the ability to be like these people and to achieve much more than what we're actually achieving. But the thing is, we need to push ourselves. Now, if you sit and ask most people in terms of how much the effort they're expending, a lot of people have the old cliche line, oh, you know, I'm putting 100% into it, which is absolute BS, because the only 100% they're putting into it is the time elapsed. So they're just sitting at their desk, sitting at the computer, and basically going through the motions. And I also remember years ago where a manager in a team that I was in was saying that, you know, if you think you're doing the best you possibly can in your job, I bet you I can make you more productive and a higher performer. I can take a gun and put it against your head and threaten to kill you, and you'll be surprised at how much more energy, how much more productive, how much more creative you could actually be when you're given a deadline and an absolute life-threatening threat. And he said that, of course, in jest, just to get us to focus and to understand that we have so much more potential. We each have so much more potential to do more with our time. It just means that we need to push ourselves or find a purpose or find a why to make ourselves more productive and more thirsty for results. So it's a tricky topic. It's a tricky topic because a lot of people say, well, I don't have the energy, I don't have the ability to work harder or to do more. But here is the trick. We all do. We all do, but we don't push ourselves because we've got a few fears. You know, we're fearing that if we push ourselves, we'll become exhausted. If we push ourselves, we'll get ill. If we push ourselves, we'll have a breakdown. But in many ways, nothing further can be from the truth, because if you have some strong goals, if you have a pathway of getting to your goal, and you've got a thirst and a desire, then your life becomes self-propelling, self-fulfilling, because you've got something to keep you up late at night and something to wake you up early in the morning. You've got a compelling future, a compelling reason to work hard and to put in a massive effort. So I'd just like to add on or tack on to the end of this the saying that Anthony Robbins says in his seminars, and that is massive action can translate into massive outcomes. So the more effort you put into a dream, the greater the chance you have of achieving that dream. And we all know that sometimes we put in massive effort and we get massive mistakes. But you can quickly chop and change direction and refocus your massive effort to dig you out of a hole or to solve the problem that you've gone down. Because you also got to remember that when you put in a massive effort, that massive effort will also give you massive signals massive early signals to help you understand whether or not you're on track or off track. You know, if you're going slow at something, you'll end up finding that 3 months into the project that the project's doomed to be a failure. But if you put in that massive effort early in the piece, then you may quickly get to a milestone and realise that it's a waste of time. It's not going to work, and then you can pull your resources out and focus on something else. So I think that's about it for today on that topic. But let's just summarise what we've just said. You know, for those who think that they're putting in big efforts, you know, you need to be able to benchmark yourself against top performers, and a lot of organisations have performance reviews on a yearly basis, and that's one way of being able to benchmark yourself against the top performers and to check or compare and contrast your results against their results. And once again, I'm not in any way suggesting that effort translates directly into results. Some people have a gift of their personality, a gift of just getting things done, a gift of getting things done through people, whereby other people, regardless of how hard they work, regardless of how much effort they put into something, they're not able to get the troops to deliver time in and time out. So let's not forget that there is charisma, there are gifts that people have, and not all people have these gifts. But I'm just talking about the average person out there. The average person out there who wants to try and achieve the most they can do with their time. Usually the answer is, if you put in more effort and more focused effort and follow a path and compare yourself and just make sure that you've got a plan of action that you're following, then you're bound to have greater successes and make the most of the time you have available to you. Anyway, let's finish off with a positive affirmation. I'm alive, I'm well, and I feel absolutely great. To my friends and family, stay connected, stay relevant. And here we have the Alexander coming back. The Alexander coming back to the wharves here. It's a beautiful little ferry. And just wishing everybody all the best for the rest of the day. Have a great weekend and make the most of your time. And don't forget that most people are only putting in, according to Dale Carnegie, are only putting in a 25% effort. So they've got 75% more effort that they can put into their hours of the day or their time, and with that extra 75%, they could probably generate 300% greater outcomes and results, because it's not linear. The solution is not linear. You don't put in 1 unit of effort to get out 1 unit of results and outcomes. Sometimes if you put in more effort, there's a multiplier effect, and your results are amplified. They're projected. They're greatened in multitudes. So keep that in mind. Anyway, take care. Yassas. And we'll chat again tomorrow, 5 a.m. from some other location with another subject, be it a book summary, an experience, or just some sort of chit-chatter. Bye for now. Yassas. Take care.